try this again, shall we? I accidentally turned my PC off, which is funny, but it's not. But we're back. I thank you guys and apologize for the mistake and the inconvenience. You know, that's on me. That's on me. My bad. I don't even want to talk about how it happened. Let's just talk about the racing. Before I turned off my PC, heretofore referred to as BPC, before I turned off my PC time, we were watching pretty much the same race here. We had Hovercraft leading both the Truth and Rusty Magus. The Truth and Rusty Rusty was a little bit behind. It was Hovercraft and the Truth running together, and when I came back, the Truth and Hovercraft had swapped positions, and Rusty was still behind, and now they're pretty much all running together with Rusty in front of the Truth. Honestly, nothing super special happened. These three have been cooperating, running together. Actually, it's been really awesome to see them run in lockstep together, bumper to bumper. Behind them, there have been no big changes, except the fact that Tech Racing has been running Turbo down. Though that has changed. Something happened to Tech Racing, I think, because, yep, sure did. Had a 2 seconds slow lap on this last lap, because he had gotten that gap down to a second, less than 2 seconds to Turbo. Now has to rebuild that up, as it's 3.6 for them. Behind them, AT16, it's all been the same. AT16, Matt Campbell, HPR in 8th, Let It Rip in 9th, Sticky in 10th, Cyclone 11th, Turbozy in 12th, and then Macho Man and Ricardus have been running together, both of them just swapping penalties. Macho Man sitting on 2.5 seconds now, Ricardus on 1. Every time I go check on them, someone's got a penalty. It's been rough for them here at Circuit de la Sarthe. No damage on either car though. Just teammates running together. Oh no! Rusty with a penalty after so long. Of all three of these guys running together perfectly, Rusty goes and picks himself up a half second. Now, Rusty had it a little bit rough in that first stint, just falling back and losing positions and dealing with penalties. Has made his way back up here, especially with that undercut. If you recall, he pitted one lap before his two teammates here in the pit window and came out and split the two of them. Basically where he is now. However, the split was pretty far apart, several seconds between each car, and they have since compressed back together, and now Rusty carries a half-second penalty, which I think is what's been keeping him from running with these two for long periods of time. Buck drafting each other here. Watch, they're masterful in the braking. No one hits anyone else. The Truth poking his nose out, not to try and make a move, but simply to catch some air and slow that car down into the braking zone. And they come out perfectly. Hopefully no penalties for anyone else, or no additional penalties for Rusty. They have a ton of time to the car behind them. They have nothing to worry about from Turbo. That gap has never gotten below about 14 seconds, and now it's sitting at like, I think that says 15. I'm not on my normal setup, and I'm having a lot of trouble with the resolution of this, my view, unfortunately. So forgive me if I misread something. 6 and an 8 look very, very much alike right now for me. Hovercraft and the Truth will go around Rusty as he serves his penalty, or maybe not. The Truth stays behind Rusty. I'm not sure how they managed to do that. I was looking at something else, admittedly, and I'm like, did the Truth also have a penalty? Because how does that even work? Of course, losing touch with Hovercraft just a little bit here, but somehow they're all going to stay together. 3 teammates running together. We only have 7 minutes left in the race, so at some point, someone's got to try to make a move, try to make a play for first, right? Right? Within the next couple of laps here, surely, because we're getting there. It's getting to that time, baby. It's getting to that time. Let's reveal the things to you guys so you can see it all. Big reveals, 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 reveals. Wait a minute now. What has happened to the Truth? And how did it happen? He's got damage. I didn't even see it. How did I miss it? I'm right here. I'm right here. So the Truth with damage had to have happened somewhere in the Porsche curves or somewhere in Maison Blanche. I'm not sure, but the Truth with damage to that front splitter, and now he's 3.6 seconds behind his teammate. So that time is gone. All that time they were running together, lost, and I really don't know what I missed. I'm going to play it back on this screen because I have to know. But I'm going to keep an eye on this screen too. On the main screen. Those downshifts. Can't remember if these bad boys had sequential manuals or what in them. For the race cars, that is. Hovercraft behind Rusty. Now Rusty once again leads this race. Started in second place, fell down the order a bit, but he has made his way back up with the help of his teammates, and now up into first. Oh, but picks up a second penalty! And so we'll be second once again. Unless Hovercraft also picks one up, but he probably won't. That's funny though. That is funny. Rusty's about to have to take that penalty here. That should let Hovercraft out in front of him. Hovercraft gonna pop out of the slip, get in front, easy peasy, easily done. Where's the Truth? 4.5 seconds back with damage. He's not in the running. He's not in the running. Race ends in 4 seconds. 4 minutes. 4 seconds. 3 minutes, actually. I think I found what happened to the Truth. He went off in Maison Blanche And so, yeah, lost touch with his teammates right away there, picked up damage, and that's how that happened. Hovercraft now with a bit of a gap to Rusty, not a whole lot, but it's 3.7 seconds. No, that's not right. That's a 0. It's 0.775. I was like, it's not that big. The Truth, 4 seconds behind him. Let's take a look and see where everyone is, because this is going to be our last lap. Oh, Tech Racing has caught up to Turbo. This is also a fight. We have a fight for 4th, and not too far from them is AT16. That's AT coming up the crest right now in 6th place. Oh, half a second for him. Might not be in this fight. Not for real, at least. Matt Campbell, 23 seconds behind that, so he is not at all in the running for 6th place. However, HPR, only 3.5 seconds behind him. Not enough to catch him on outright pace with just 1 lap left, but if a mistake is made, or a big penalty is gained, or several penalties, Matt has to be careful here. Matt was struggling with penalties. He has to watch himself in this final lap. Let it rip, chilling. Nothing to do, nothing to worry about. Same for Sticky. He can't gain anything, can't lose anything. Cyclone's got over a minute to either direction, as does Turbo Z. Macho Man and Ricardus have been racing their own race together as teammates. Nothing doing here. Hovercraft and Rusty, of course, they have to know this is it. There's 30 seconds left. They're not going to cross the line before that. So I want to see, does Rusty Maggots make a move on his teammate? What kind of move does he make? They're coming into Mulzon corner here. And then we have that fight between Tech Racing and Turbo. Oh, Tech has already made the pass. We missed it. He's already made the pass. He's carrying damage, though. He's got splitter damage. He's got wheel damage. Maybe Turbo can make something happen. But I'm going to stick here because this is the battle for first. And we're coming into some long slipstream sections. Hovercraft trying to keep his teammate out of his slip. Tracks all the way right, coming out of Arnage, out of Mulzon corner rather. But Musty is still, Musty, Jesus. Musty Raggets. Rusty Maggots is still going to pull out on the side and in front of him just before Indy. You guys, this is the battle for first place right here between teammates, our reigning champion and Hovercraft, who isn't in the running for the championship but would still love to see these points. He's sitting in 7th place in the championship, and he's not that far from the next person. Oh, the 2 teammates get into it with one another. Ooh, that's not good for y'all at all. Don't do that. Don't do that no more. They got into it with each other in Arnage there, I believe that was. I'm checking the live stream now to see what the replay shows. Yes, indeed. Hovercraft showed his nose in there. I don't really think he had the overlap. Rusty was looking at Apex and, wasn't able to make it happen. Hovercraft trying new lines, I guess, into the Porsche curves, but it's ultimately going to lose him a ton of time to Rusty here. Rusty with just a few more corners to go to clinch this championship and win the race, of course. Well, the championship is clinched. The championship is clinched. He just wants to also win the final race, and here he comes in the last 4 corners, the 4 chicanes. That's 1. That's 2. Number 3 and number 4, Rusty is going to take this thing. Ooh, is that a penalty? Wait a minute, he crossed that line a little bit. I don't think so. Rusty into first place, wins the race, wins the championship. Hovercraft in second behind him. Teammate, The Truth, is going to cross the line in third. An unfortunate situation for him, picking up damage. Tech Racing makes his way back up into 4th place after falling down to 8th. He led the race for a long time in the first stint. He can be proud of what he's done, even carrying damage, to make his way back into 4th place here. Tech Racing also doing pretty well in the championship, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, he's in 10th place in the championship as of last race, so that's him 4th. AT16 going to take that 5th place spot. Very solid race for him, as for Turbo. And we got a long way back to Matt Campbell, but Matt Campbell making a run from 14th up to 7th behind him. HPR from 11th to 8th. Both of these guys put on great races in those Incredibles liveries. And they're going to cross the line almost together. HPR wishing he'd had one more lap, maybe, because he did get close. He started that lap 3.5 seconds behind Matt Campbell, finished it side by side. There's something there. If he could have gone just one more lap. Let It Rip is going to come in 9th. Let It Rip has had a very, very quiet race in 8th and 9th place. He's going to cross the line No drama for him. Sticky Bandit as well. 10th place for him. Coming around the Porsche curves now into Maison Blanche soon. Hopefully a long way back for him. I don't know that he's going to get to finish the race. Maybe. I'm not sure how long the race timer is. The end of race timer, that is. There is a timer in Gran Turismo that you can set once the checkered flag has waved. You can set it to where there's maybe 30 seconds or a minute and a half. I think up to 2 or 3 minutes for the race timer to finish up. That gives people a chance to finish. And no, Sticky Bandit will not get to. We got to the final set of chicanes and yet will have to settle for 10th without a finish. A fantastic win for our guy Rusty Maggots, followed by Hovercraft in second. The Truth took third. We already went over this, so I'm going to skip down to 10th place. Behind Sticky Bandit, we had Cyclone in 11th, Turbozy in 12th, Monkey Man Macho LT in the 13th, Ricardus in 14th, and Matadatter with a DNF will take 15th place. And that was a race. Whew. Okay. It's always so much. It's always so much. I am going to grab our racers now, knee high. I know those penalties were crazy, right? Like, what can you do? What can you do? Let's get our champs and stuff into the interview room, our finishers, our champion, etc. Let me put on some music for you, some nice waiting room tunes, if you will, if you'd like some tunes. Would you like some tunes? Because I got some tunes for you. And I'll be right back.
Be a lot worse because of me being sore, but
Oh, there she is. Perfect.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, Patty.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Hello, can you hear me?
Yep.
We can hear you.
Yep.
Slow down? No, but once we all came together, it was basically let's hold our positions into the last 3 laps. No.
Yeah, the race was fine, and I didn't even make a mistake. The silly game did some sort of rubber banding. Like I was going to pass Rusty and then bump with Hover because we had decided, like the last 3 laps we would fight. And then I went to make the move, and all of a sudden it was like Hover had brake checked, but he didn't do anything. And then my car hit his, and we both got damage from it. It was weird. Yep. Yeah, so it happened just in time to screw up the viewing enjoyment. But yep. Yeah, I get second because Toto couldn't make it this week, so it's going to be Rusty's the champ and I am the runner-up. So that's pretty awesome. Right. Yeah. Thank.
Uh, yeah, started eighth. I kind of just decided going to the first corner to try to go around the outside. I saw in the Reese in the first attempt, a lot of people were trying to hog the middle on the inside, so I kind of just swung around, got like three positions right off the bat. But yeah, I this entire race, all of us has practiced about like I don't know 4, 5, 6 times in the last 2 weeks. So we were pretty confident that we were all going to have good pace. It was just unfortunate that, you know, partway through we all decided, okay, last 3 laps, let's actually fight and try to give a show to all the viewers. But sadly, PB can't make a good game, and Muren's got damaged from the stupid rubber band. But yeah, I mean, overall, yeah, I mean, we were doing that for 27 laps, and then the last 3 laps we wanted to fight. So yeah, I mean, ultimately, I feel like this 1, 2, 3 from Sector 7 was a very, very good way to summarize the entire season of GTC that we had. It's been pretty much a great result of great effort and practice from all of us. You know, especially our team captain that really organized us and made sure we put our best foot forward at every race. And yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate that we had a little bit of a mishap in the second to last lap. I feel like we could have had a really cool finale of a lap.
Oh yeah.
Overall,
Shout out to Monkey too, by the way, for doing monkey things and running. What I don't know, was it 55 something? That was crazy.
yeah, he was. We didn't even think that was possible on the board, but he comes up and shows us how wrong we are. So yeah, overall, pretty good race, pretty good season for everyone. So yeah, thank you. Well, ace to second at the end. Yeah, I don't. I hope so. I just kind of I'm just kind of kicking myself for missing the first 2 rounds of the season. I feel like that the contender for a top 3 finish if I wasn't set for the first 2 rounds. Nuke, nuke, nuke.
Oh, sorry, I was muted there and it wouldn't let me unmute. Yeah, I got a little lucky at the end there. Like we said, there was kind of an anomaly in the game that gave both these guys damage. I guess it happens. I guess I haven't seen that exact thing happen before, but it did. I mean, where we finished on the podium, I feel like with the way this race went was kind of like it's me winning and those guys getting second and third. What isn't really the story of the race? We were just working together, bump drafting, slipstreaming around the whole race. The real story of the race was that we were able to get 1, 2, 3 on the podium. We were able to pull out ahead, and yeah, just I knew we were gonna like be able to do that part way through the race, that like nobody was gonna catch us because we just had it down so good working together. But I had no clue where we were gonna be on the podium until that damage happened. But yeah, I'll take the win. All in all, good season. Got the championship now. Never expected to do that. My goal at the beginning of the season was just to really, I didn't know what to expect. Like when we did the opening qualifiers, I didn't even qualify for the top lobby. And I only got in the top lobby on the first race because some other guys weren't able to make it. And there's a lot of names that I knew had beaten me in the past, a lot of new guys. And honestly, my goal at the beginning of the season was just to try to land myself in lobby 1 a bunch of times, get some okay finishes, score as many points as I could to help the team win the team championship. I didn't really have any sort of individual goal. And then week 1 at Interlagos, I go from last to third. And I think that was the race where I really realized that this format of, long 2-hour races where tire wear is really critical, was going to really work to my advantage. And it was kind of like at that point, I was like, okay, as long as I can stay in lobby 1, I got a shot at this thing, which did not think I would before we started. And I was able to do that. I was able to just barely qualify into lobby 1 for quite a while. But even though I was starting at the back of the grid, I was still getting good finishes for most of the season just by saving tires. And then at the end, it's just a battle of attrition. So, but yeah, happy to win my first championship with GTC. Can't believe it's in the pro division. So, but I'll take it.
It's a real.
It, it varies. It varies a little bit from driver to driver. Early on in the season, we didn't have as much structured practice, and I would just kind of, do my testing, figuring out some fuel and how long tires last and stuff. And then usually either I would run like a 2-hour test by myself, or maybe I would run it with Truth or maybe a couple of our other teammates. And then kind of adjust the strategy from there. Like, do we take a little more fuel, a little less, going more laps on softs, less laps on softs, all that. And so, I mean, we'd really only do like one full run early on in the season, unless we felt we needed to do more. And then it was about midway through the season, we started actually like structuring our own in-team races where we would all show up and do a practice race together. So it was pretty much the same practice schedule for the most part, just to do all the testing or do some testing beforehand so we know what we're getting into. But then we'd have a scheduled race where we all run together and really figure it all out. From there, we'd have like a replay that we could all look at and see what everybody on the team is doing and what worked and what didn't, and then adjust the strategy from there.
I think Nuke might
Yeah.
want to say. Yeah.
Yeah, we got Nuke in here, our team leader, team champion.
You're on mute, Nuke.
I'm trying to get off mute. How you
There
doing,
you
guys?
go.
Congratulations on a S7R podium finish.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a great season, and these guys have been dedicated. Rusty probably downplayed it a little bit. I mean, there's a lot of team practice that goes on between the various drivers, and just learning from each other, supporting each other. We've got one guy who's in lobby 2 tonight. He probably put 10, 12 hours in for this race, just running races. So it's just a lot of dedication on part of the team members, and just the camaraderie and helping each other and looking at each other's videos to see, what we need to do differently. So I just really appreciate all that they do, and really grateful for the team championship we were able to achieve here in the World Cup season.
Talk to Nuke. Talk to Nuke.
I will say this. I think overall, as a team, when we were going into this season at the beginning, like we ran, a few of us ran World Cup 5 and the BMW Cup, but I think at the beginning, for me,
Yeah, you got to
Can you
go
hear
where
me
you got
now?
better signal.
I'm using Wi-Fi. It's all around the house.
Oh.
Can you hear me? We, for the most part, were only aiming for the team championship at the beginning of the season. Team championship and one of us getting one win. Like, that was kind of our goals. And even then, we knew that, BVO and LRC and all the other teams were really, really going to, fight us for these goals. I think, midway through the race or midway through the season, luckily some pieces fell our way, but we really saw that we could really ramp up our production in here. And, at the end of the day, we have three Lobby 1 race winners this season, me, Rusty, and Truth. We have multiple of us winning Lobby 2. And, 1-2 in the championship and the team championship by a decent margin. It really was a fairy tale season for us, considering what we expected at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, and it's yeah, we'll talk to you. We'll talk to you about it, and our criteria for people being on our team has primarily, Nuke will tell you, nothing to do with being fast or slow. It starts with being good people, and that's it, right? And then we go from there. So, but anyways, thanks to you, Taddy, for commentating, and also thanks to Presidio and Venom and all the other racers, including everybody all the way down to the last lobby that I may never get to race with, but we appreciate all of you showing up. All right.
Yeah, thank you, Taddy.
Yep. And you'll talk to Nuke.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.